Chat-based checkout is changing online shopping. With ChatGPT letting consumers buy directly in chat, brands risk losing control of the customer journey unless they adapt quickly. To know what this means, we have Theo Spyrides from Primer and Johan Suchan from MasterCard. Welcome, Theo and Johan. So to start, how will chat-based checkout change the way consumers shop online?
Chat-based checkout will allow merchants to, or customers to discover, decide, and pay without switching channels. Now, in-context shopping experiences is not a new trend. We've already seen these consumer trends in kind of social and messaging environments such as TikTok Shop, where commerce journeys are now embedded in those environments. And this is just another new channel that consumers can use to engage in commerce journeys. Saying this, I don't envisage that all consumers will make every commerce journey through these new chat environments. At the end of the day, most consumers will want amazing, best-in-class shopping experiences for certain types of commerce journeys, maybe luxury or experience-based or travel-based goods. And as a result, I think there will always be a role for merchants to have a best-in-class platform experience where the chat and these AI agents are just another channel where they can distribute their product.
We estimate that by 2030, more than 25% of the whole e-commerce volume will be shifted to agentic commerce. So that's actually a major revolution for all brands and retailers to embrace. Agentic commerce overall is actually combining the best of the two elements of online and offline. So online, naturally, because it's extremely simple, frictionless type of experience that consumer may have when shopping online. But the revolution is the fact that it takes over some element of offline experience, such as shopping with a friend, an educated friend who knows you very well, but also knows all the products very well. And this is combination of those two factors that makes agentic commerce extremely popular across the young generation.
But is there a workaround on the current problem? How can brands maintain control over their customer relationships in AI-driven shopping?
Brands are basically providing agents with all the data they have on hand, especially the online data. So this is what we call the Horizon 1, which is the agent to web communication. I would say most of the brands now already passed that stage, now stage 2. They are trying to optimize whatever assets they have in terms of digital engagement or customer data they may have through their loyalty program, for example. This is what we call agent to web optimization. And this is, for example, there are solutions provided by several, I would say, e-commerce players, like Shopify, for example, with Agentic Commerce Toolkit, that are helping the brands to optimize all their digital assets so that actually they get still presentment and I would say visibility through those agents. But this is only a step 2. The step 3 will be the one that is critical, is the fact that the brands will build their own agents to be able to engage the agent from the consumer side on equal ground, meaning that they will leverage more their first-party and third-party data that can aggregate again through the loyalty program, for example, the next step, which is the agent-to-agent negotiation. And this is where, again, having the full visibility of a consumer from the brand, and again, loyalty program will play a critical role here through the aggregation of first-party transaction and third-party data, that actually the agent from the consumer will be able to deal on equal ground with the agent from the brand to optimize the visibility of promotions and basically leveraging at best the customer intimacy that the brands had built over time through loyalty program or customer engagement program.
I think the one thing brands will always try and probably need to control is the payment experience, because at the end of the day, the funds need to settle into their bank accounts via their preferred payment partners. Now, there's going to be even bigger emphasis for the merchant to have a best-in-class payments experience, because what these kind of AI agents will allow is very low barrier to entry for switching between providers or brands. As a result, if you have any issues with your payments journey, it'll be very easy for you to lose a customer and to lose the checkout and to lose the basket.
And are there also things that we should be preparing for when it comes to integrating AI checkouts into systems? What challenges might retailers face?
The first is, how do you verify that the agent is legitimate and not fraudulent? And vice versa, how do you verify that the agent is legitimate And I think fraud mitigation is going to be a very big challenge throughout this journey. We even saw Amazon recently sue Perplexity over its AI shopping agent for some of these concerns. Number two, how do you expose your catalog or inventory so that a consumer can browse and discover your catalog via the AI agent? And three, once there is an intent to purchase, how do you enable an agent-initiated transaction? To me, it's currently unclear how much of this journey will be prescribed top-down by the AI companies versus left for retailers to figure out and optimize bottom-up. Based on this, how do you ensure you incorporate these flows into your existing system, maintain the same risk controls, all without having a huge spike in operational load or processes? And on top of all of this, there appears to be extreme fragmentation already, with several different protocols from different AI companies being published without any conformity. So as a merchant, I need to solve this problem, not just for one AI agent, but maybe differently for every single AI agent, which exponentially increases the complexity. And lastly, I have to do all of this, handling all of this complexity whilst trying to operate in a fast evolving and changing landscape of agentic commerce. So I think there's going to be a lot of challenges for merchants.
The rule number one for all the brands is to make sure they have structured and clean data. The second one is to make sure that they build an architecture that is API and real-time compliant. So that's on the technical side. But if I may consider the customer engagement side, the big focus for the brand will be how they are going to aggregate this new channel of sale and new channel of communication for the consumer. Similar to 20 years ago, when e-commerce came in, brands had to suddenly consider not only one sales channel offline, but one second online sales channel. Then now we add a third one. And it's not because the third one is arriving that suddenly offline and traditional e-commerce experience is going to disappear. But the challenge for the brand will be to make sure that the brands are providing, I would say, consistent experience and consistent narrative to the consumer.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Theo and Johan. Hope you can both join us again soon.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Once again, those were Theo Spyrides, Head of Product at Primer, and Johan Sitchin, Senior Vice President for Consumer Acquisition and Engagement Asia Pacific at MasterCard. For more news, visit retailasia.com.